Okay, so this is my review on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. There's not really much to talk about at all, considering the fact that, it was a positive episode or whatever, or what have you. It really was a positive episode. But all I can say is there's not really much that I really want to talk about besides the Kenya and Phaedra making up session. That's really the only thing I want to talk about. But before I get into that, I just want to say that all of Nene's scenes in New York was pretty boring. They could have just left her ass off the episodes completely. I don't want to see her ass, on, Cinderella. Yeah, it's a good accomplishment, but it's not good TV. Bye, So, I also want to say that the trip was actually fun to watch. It was nice to see them all get along and be in each other's company. It's really nice to see that because this season has been not only boring but negative all at the same time. So it was a lighthearted episode. It was nice to see them all get along with each other. When Kenya and Phaedra went to go talk, and Candy and Portia did their reenactment of Phaedra and Kenya, it was so hilarious because they had it down pat. I rewind it so many times. But let's just get into the part that I really want to talk about, which is Kenya and Phaedra, because I really don't want to talk about nothing else. It's because there's not really nothing else to really touch on. But as far as Kenya and Phaedra, it was nice to see them finally have that conversation. Simply because it's been going on for I don't know how long. It's been going on for like 2-3 years now. And, I do feel like Kenya, I will always feel this way, brought a lot of the things that was said about her on herself, while Phaedra was also living in a world with rose-colored glasses, because at the end of it all, like she said, Kenya was someone that was her adversary. Apollo was her man. So, of course, at the end of it all, she was going to believe her man before she believed the bitch on the street that she didn't like. You know what I'm saying? So, I kind of get both sides. You know what I'm saying? I kind of get why Kenya felt some type of way because she never went to go meet Apollo in LA. And her name got smeared because of the shit that he was saying. And all the girls was looking at her like she was the shit starter. Which she was the shit starter in a lot of the situations. But it doesn't take away from the fact that Apollo was wrong for smearing her name like that. So I don't really fault Phaedra for the things that she was thinking, because at the end of the day, like I said before in a previous video on this season, that Apollo was her man. It doesn't matter what the fuck he did. Of course she was going to ride with her man before she rolled with a bitch that she didn't like, and that's just the bottom line. But it was nice to see them come together and just calmly talk about the issues, because I really believe that each time they tried to talk about the issues, there were other people there that could intervene and put in their 2 cents in it. That's why when I have an issue with a friend or somebody like that, I do not like talking about it in front of a group of people. I do not need a wolf pack behind me to have a conversation with somebody. If I really want to have a resolve for a certain situation, I'd rather talk to the person one-on-one. I do not like having conversations with a group, because that doesn't do anything but stress the situation. And I know me, in a moment of anger, I'll be ready to fight people, and that's why I just walk away from confrontation sometimes, because when people do the most with me and I get angry and the tears begin to flow, I walk away, because of the simple fact that I know me and I know my mouth and I know my hands. So with that being said, I just walk the fuck away. So I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was nice to see them come to a resolve. I don't think they'll ever be friends, but maybe they'll be able to be cordial with each other and be able to, just be around each other. You know what I'm saying? It was nice to see that. Now, but I will say that it was funny when Portia was the only one that talked to Nene, and she said that she believed that Nene would have fell right into the whole thing with everybody getting along and everything like that. But just like Candy said, I don't believe that, because if Nene was there, Phaedra and Portia would have just been hanging out with Nene. It would have been divided. It would have been a whole bunch of arguing and screaming and shouting, which it would have been, because we already know what it's like when Nene is around. So that's just the bottom line. But I'm sorry, you guys, if this interview wasn't good enough. This review wasn't good enough for you guys, but this episode really wasn't much for me to talk about. I really just wanted to speak my piece on the Kenya and Portia situation. That's all I really wanted to speak my piece on. Now, today, I do plan on doing a review on the Love and Hip Hop New York reunion. If it's good enough, I'm going to do a review on it, because I start reviewing the show mid-season. So if this reunion is good, then I'll review it. Also, this week, I got to put last week's episode and this week's episode on my Keisha Cole review, and I gotta do the same thing for my R&B Divas LA review. My tooth is feeling better. I still gotta get an appointment to get that tooth out, and I hope to get my damn chipped tooth fixed too. That's what I really want to get done. And I know the motherfuckers on Lipstick Alley would be happy that I got my yuck mouth fixed. But with that being said, you guys, I'm out of here. I'm about to get ready to go to work tonight. So I already set my DVR for Love and Hip Hop. New York, the reunion. So hopefully the reunion is good enough because I really want to review it. So if it's good, I'll review it. And I'm out of here, y'all.